Good morning, everybody. The CDL season is coming up from 2 weeks from when I am recording this, and I am so excited. There are so many really cool storylines going on during this time, and I can't wait to jump in them with you guys. So let's get right into the video. The very first game that is on our docket is Vegas versus Los Angeles Thieves right here on the 2nd. And the reason why I'm excited for this game, I'm looking forward to, is for starters, LA Thieves ranked number 1 last year. They won championships. They're ranked number 1 in the CDL right now. And Vegas, on the other hand, they're 12th. Los Angeles Thieves have seen no changes whatsoever to the roster from last year to this year, but the Vegas Legion wiped everybody except Temp, and I am so looking forward to this game, especially since it's Clay's return. Clayster, this is his first game in the CDL since halfway through last season, and I can't wait to see what this new Legion team looks like. I've been watching some of their scrims, and they look great, even standing toe-to-toe against Optic, the 12th ranking team versus the number 1 ranking team, and I don't know which way it's going to go. The second game I have on the docket to really be looking at and paying attention to is Toronto Ultra versus Minnesota Rocker right here. And the reason I'm so excited for this is because Toronto Ultra dropped Cammy and Bance both. And they're set their second matchup of the season on the Rocker to go up against their previous team right here. And so this could really be a slap in the face to Toronto Ultra by Cammy and Bance to say, hey, you dropped us, this is what you're getting. The next game I'm excited for is the London Royal Ravens and the New York Subliners. New York Subliners are the reason London Royal Ravens weren't in champs. And the next game is literally the very next game on the schedule. Seattle Surge versus Boston Breach. This is a revenge game for Seattle Surge. Last year in Major 4, Boston Breach eliminated Seattle Surge from the losers bracket in Major 4. And who knows, if Seattle Surge went on to win that, we don't know what would have happened. I mean, Boston Breach, there was a possibility that they could have possibly been the low man out on the playoff push. And so if it wasn't for that, we don't know how the season would have ended. That was a clear moment for champs. Last year, Seattle Surge couldn't beat Boston Breach at all. Could this be Seattle Surge's first win against the newest team in the CDL? We'll find out. That's one of the reasons why I have it underlined to be a game to watch. The next game up that needs to be watched is Florida Mutineers versus Optic Texas. And I chose this one solely based off of the fact that whenever Optic needed a very important win in the season, it was always against Florida Mutineers. And whenever they played each other, Florida would come out on top. Like in majors, whenever it seemed like Optic would just run everything, as you saw last year, Florida would just come through and take them out. Not with ease a good bit of the time, but it was a really, really fun match. It's always been fun watching these two teams come out. It's either a really close Florida win or a blowout by Optic Texas. And so we'll see, is Optic really good against their kryptonite, or is Florida just doing Florida things and you never know what you're going to get? And then the very next game after this, Florida versus Optic Texas, man, the rematch right here. We know LA Thieves won the championship. They beat Atlanta FaZe so bad. It wasn't even fun to watch. That's just come from me. I'm a FaZe fan, or Atlanta fan. So FaZe is my team. But just seeing that the LA Thieves coming out and handing it to Atlanta FaZe, back-to-back majors, Major 4 into champs. So this is the rematch game that I'm so looking forward to. As I mentioned earlier, the LA Thieves, they have not made a roster change, whereas Atlanta FaZe, we know over the offseason they dropped Arcides and they pulled in Slashers. So I'm really excited to see. I haven't seen any of Atlanta FaZe's scrims. I've heard some mixed things, like whenever the streams that they have that are, or the scrims that they have that are streamed, Atlanta's not looking too hot. but again, that's just a very small sample size of the entire scrims. So I'm really excited for this game, especially it being just a champs rematch. Oh, and another fun fact about this one is that before this last season, LA Thieves has never beat Atlanta FaZe. The next game I have lined up is this new NYSL versus LAG. And the reason why I'm really excited for this one is because LAG was right there primed for playoff spot. They were the odd man on the bubble. And if it wasn't for NYSL making the Major 4 championship last year, then Los Angeles Guerrillas would have made it into the playoffs and New York would have been one of the 4 odd men out. And so this is a revenge game for LAG, and I'm looking forward to this one. And the next game on the docket, the New York versus Boston rivalry, which this was sort of kind of formed before the season even began last year, with it being Boston's inaugural season. So I'm just excited for this one. Last year, New York Subliners were winless until they played Boston Breach the first time. And so you never know what you're going to get with this matchup. And I personally, I am excited, especially with sort of kind of new rosters on both sides. And so just another reason to get excited for it. And the second to last match I have underlined is this Seattle Surge versus Toronto Ultra. And the reason for that is because this is another revenge game. I've just got so many revenge games lined up just because I personally love like the bad blood between them. So Toronto Ultra was knocked out by Seattle Surge in top 5 of last year's the champs tournament. So this is just a really fun rematch that I'm looking forward to. And then the last game to keep on the docket is Optic Texas versus LA Thieves. And the reason I have this one on here is, well, you see number one LA Thieves going up against Optic Texas, just because they look good. They're always looking good. It's the same exact roster from the beginning of last year, and hopefully Illy's hand is all healed up and he'll be good to go. And once again, it's another revenge game because last year at Champs, Optic Texas was sent into the losers bracket by LA Thieves. And for Optic Texas, this is a chance to prove that they're not the same team from last year, even though they had a lot of roster troubles and everything. My dog is biting my hand. So even though they had a lot of roster changes last year, we're going to see if they could prove themselves. Is Optic Texas still a powerhouse? And this is really their first challenge of the season. This is a new look Ravens, and Optic, I think they're definitely favorites in that. Florida, like I said, you never know what you're going to get. It's either going to be a blowout for Optic or the Mutineers are going to come in close and win it. And then the Minnesota Rocker, new look, don't really know how that team's doing. So of Texas's Major 1, this is their first real challenge. And we're going to see if they're still relevant, if they're still the dynasty that people have perceived them to be. But I think that wraps it up for the matches that I'm wanting to watch. And just a quick explanation on this, I made sure to get at least one game from every single team in here. So I think from this whole thing, what we learned is that New York Subliners and their 3 of their 4 matches are games that you should watch. I think the only odd one out would be Toronto Ultra, this one right here. But all the other 3 games that they have here in Major 1, there's some sort of revenge game or some sort of rivalry going on. So if you are to tune into a team, I think it would be NYSL. So the season starts here in 2 weeks, and I am so looking forward to it. And it starts out with my favorite team. There's no better way to start it for me. But with that being said, that's all I have for today. I'll see you guys in the morning.